A quick note before we begin, the 38 seconds of high school football we're going to dissect is real thick. So thick, in fact, we've made 2 videos. Each video features a different broadcast with different announcers. This version here also mentions a news story about the game. You'll find a link to the other version in the comments section below.
Here's some play!
44 seconds left in the game. That is going to be a turnover on downs. And unless there is another fumble, certainly the Rams at this point are going to be able to kneel it.
Hello, football fans. Ryan here. We're about to examine what may be the longest 38 seconds in the history of high school football. Much of the information in this video comes from this news article about this game. Yes, this 38 seconds of high school football made the news. You see, the coach of the losing team wanted to appeal this game, believing officials cost his team a victory. Keep in mind, the coach only wanted to appeal. The Florida High School Athletic Association does not hear appeals. According to the article, the FHSAA's position is the outcome of all interscholastic contests are final. So no actual appeal happened. Apparently, though, the mere thought of appealing a high school football game is now news. So let's take a look at what happened in this mid-October game that took place on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Again, there's 38 seconds left in the game. The Rams, the team with the ball and in the dark uniforms, are leading by 6 points. The team in the white jerseys are the Knights, and they have 2 timeouts left. All the Rams have to do is take a knee. If the Knights choose to use their 2 timeouts, then the Knights will need to take 3 knees. Notice the officials speaking to both teams before the first down snap. I think they are telling the players to be cool and to not do anything stupid. The headlines catches the back doing a back flip, and as you will soon see, that flip will cause quite a flap. In other words, the back flip causes everyone to flip out.
Well, the Rams were kneeling it. Knights tried to charge the line.
That's a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct foul, and even better news for the Knights, it stops the clock.
There was an unsportsmanlike against the Rams.
We have a foul in the last 2 minutes of a half, so the offended team can choose to have the clock start on the snap instead of on the ready. This basically gives the Knights an extra timeout and a small chance to get the ball back. This situation begs the question, how do we handle kneel downs? It's easy in 42-0 games. We just tell both teams we're taking a knee and no one is going to do anything silly. That logic could have been employed in this game until the unsportsmanlike foul for the backflip. That flip changed everything. Now there's a sliver of hope the Knights can joust the ball back from their opponents. From here on out, I think you have to play this straight up, or at least close to it. While I'm warning the defense to avoid cheap shots, I think you almost have to let this play out like any other play. But notice, the officials are still doing a lot of talking with the Knights.
Not sure what's happening here now.
I'm not sure either, but in the article, the beleaguered coach is quoted as saying, "The white hat literally called it twice and waved his hands. To me, that should be the end. Whether he made the right decision or not, the game should have ended there. We should have the W." I want to push back on his statement. I don't know what "he called it twice" means, nor do I know the signal described by the phrase "he waved his hands." But if you look at the body language of the Knights, especially during the next couple of snaps, they appear frustrated. I wonder if they were told they couldn't hit their opponents because they were kneeling the ball, and they didn't like being told this because they believed they still had a chance. The whistle kills the play after the Rams quarterback takes a knee. The broadcast missed showing the play. The Knights quickly called their second timeout.
For some reason, Knights player called a timeout. Not sure why.
The guy in the white shirt and shorts is either the head coach or a fan on his way to a Chesney concert. Going back to what the announcer just said, I think he got the teams mixed up because it makes sense for the Knights to call a timeout. Again, they have a microscopic chance of getting the football back. Interestingly, no mention in the article about the offense's illegal formations. There's 5 in the backfield on all these kneel downs. Does Florida have a special rule where you can have 5 in the backfield on a kneel down? I'm so befuddled. Then it looks like the Knights get into it with the opposing bench. The official and number 11 in the white jersey have to separate players and coaches. Obviously, things are a little chaotic, kind of like a Chesney concert. To reset, it'll be 3rd down, and the Knights have one more timeout left.
Well, the last few seconds of this game are certainly taking quite some time.
That's an understatement.
But when it's all over, unless there's another miracle of some sort,
Foreshadowing.
it is Rams 33, Knights 27.
For the upcoming 3rd down play, the article says the defense had their 11th player running onto the field at the snap and was not on their side of the ball when the ball was snapped. The frustrated coach was very upset that the wing, who saw the player run onto the field late, didn't throw a flag for encroachment. It's not encroachment, however, it's illegal substitution, and if the player participated, then it's illegal participation. In the video, all you can see are the legs of a player scampering toward his side of the field. That's coming up, and I'll make sure it's highlighted. It doesn't look like he participates, though. Furthermore, the coach would have rather had the illegal substitution foul, as that's a live ball foul and would have eaten up some time. The coach also complained about a late hit on his quarterback. I don't think the defender commits a personal foul on the QB. If anything, number 19 on the offense draws a personal foul.
Really don't know what's happening. The refs don't seem to have control of this game.
Perhaps, but does anyone really control anything? All philosophy aside, the game is starting to feel clunky. The flow is all gone. And I do get the feeling that the crew thinks the game is over. I also think they underestimated the ramifications of the unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Besides keeping everyone safe and enforcing the rules, I think officials also need to maintain the game's competitive integrity. We want both teams to feel like the playing field is level. It's safe to say that in the last 38 seconds of this game, one team feels like there's a slight imbalance.
I believe timeout had to have been called by Clearwater, but the clock stopped. Riverview's going to call a timeout and talk things over real quick. Work this all out.
If it feels like this timeout is taking a while, that's because it is taking a while. It's 2 timeouts. The Rams called a timeout too, obviously to get their ducks in a row for this very important 4th down. Now the crew is being very loquacious with the Knights. Maybe they're trying to assuage the players or warn them about being too rough, or all of the above. Whatever it is, good communication is important, and it's especially important at the end of games when emotions run high and there's a lot going on. By the way, I put a link to the news story I keep referencing in the comments section below. Check it out. It's a very interesting read.
Well, I wish we could explain to you what's happening on the field. We don't know.
It's a mystery, but what's not a mystery are the particulars. It's 4th down and there's 7.7 seconds left in the game. The Rams need to burn that time off the clock or risk giving the ball back to the Knights. The Rams could do a lot of things here to try and seal a victory, but they come out of the timeout and line up in a punt formation.
I guess the Rams are actually punting the ball.
Mechanically, we have to set up for a punt, but we should also be prepared for the following.
And Miller's going to run back, and he's going to take a safety.
And the punter ran it back and took a safety.
This is an important part of the finish to the game, so let's rewind it to not only watch it again, but to listen for the whistle.
And Miller's going to run back, and he's going to take a safety.
And the punter ran it back and took a safety.
The whistle came before the player stepped out of bounds. This was another point of contention by the losing coach. He felt officials blew the whistle too soon and was quoted as saying, "One of the officials told one of my assistant coaches that as soon as you cross the goal line, that's a safety." Ouch! I hope the official didn't say that. We know that's not the case.
So it'll be 2 points for Clearwater.
They haven't put the 2 points on the scoreboard, but it will on there. We have it's 33-29.
What an odd score.
And there's less than 2 seconds left in the game. Well, this has got to be the last few seconds I've ever had of a football game.
I timed the previous play in which the safety was scored. From the snap to when the whistle blew was 6 seconds, and we just saw the time remaining on the game clock on the giant scoreboard, and it appears the clock operator correctly timed the play, for whatever that's worth.
In all likelihood, the Rams now, with the safety, has to kick off to the Knights.
They have a free kick from the 20-yard line.
And the clock will start on the kick. It's not like a kickoff. So basically...
That is incorrect. The clock will start when R touches the ball.
Basically, this will most likely be the last play of the game.
It won't be.
The Knights will need to score.
They don't.
All right, I was wrong. The clock did not start. So there still is 1.8 seconds left.
This free kick took a second. There is now 7/10 of a second left in the game. That seems a little fine for high school football, but what you gonna do?
Don't even understand how this happened, but somehow or another the Knights maneuvered it to get the ball back.
I think a lot of things conspired to give the Knights the ball back. First and foremost is the backflip. That backflip turned this game on its head. As for the officiating, does this crew wish they could do the final 38 seconds again? Probably. They were a little loose, but I don't think they're the main culprits in all this. Although I'm still fascinated by the no call on the 5 backs.
Obviously a prevent defense by the Rams.
The umpire needs the ball. Is there anything more frustrating than when the offense doesn't bring out their ball? It's especially frustrating this late in the game.
Knights will need to reach deep into their playbook and figure out something.
I suggest a pass.
Final play of the game, barring a defensive penalty.
That's not quite true.
Passing to the end zone. Knights caught it! The Knights caught it! The Knights have won this game. The Knights won the game. I have never seen a game like this in my life. Unfortunately, our replay system is down, or we would show it to you again.
Well, our replay system isn't down, so we'll show it to you again. To recap, the 3 issues the losing coach had with the officials, the 3 issues he used in his appeal, which wasn't heard, were the white hat calling the game and doing so twice, the missed encroachment, which wasn't encroachment, and the quick whistle on the safety. I checked, and from the end of the 4th down play, the play where the Knights turned the ball over to the Rams, until the Knights scored on the Hail Mary, 11 minutes and 6 seconds elapsed, meaning the last 38 seconds of the game took more than 11 minutes in real time. I think those immortal 38 seconds gave us a plethora of takeaways. Don't underestimate the kneel down. Communicate with everyone, not just coaches. Know your rule book as best you can. Know how many timeouts each team has left. Be prepared for anything, including self-induced safeties, and most importantly, if a player does a backflip, run screaming from the stadium. What do you think? What are your thoughts on high school football's longest 38 seconds? What did the crew do well? What did the crew struggle with? And most importantly, is it legal in Florida to have 5 players in the offensive backfield? Please put your thoughts, wisdom, and experience in the comments section below. If you got something out of this video, and we hope you did, please like and subscribe. If you're already a high school football official, have a great postseason. If you're not a high school football official, now is the perfect time to become one. Contact the Evergreen Football Officials Association and we'll help you make it happen. Until next time, we're the EFOA, making good officials better.